What is going on, everybody? And I hope you had a fantastic Saturday night. This is NYG Jeffy T85 here, and I'm here to recap what I never thought. I did not think while listening and watching this game today. I did not think while listening and watching this game tonight that the Nets would be able to pull out a victory. But you know what? This team had that comeback spirit in them tonight. And the Brooklyn Nets somehow, even down by as much as 12 points, with about 6 minutes left in this game, this team managed to fight their way back with great defensive possessions, key rebounding, and clutch shots by their superstar and their young second-year stud player. And the Nets have won back-to-back games after a thrilling 98-94 victory tonight over the Charlotte Hornets in Charlotte. I'm absolutely stunned. I was getting upset because this team was just not doing. They were not shooting consistently. They went ice cold. At one point into the fourth quarter, they only scored 17 second half points. They were as ice cold can be from the field. Everybody was not doing well. Everybody. I mean, if you look at it, only 2 players in this game scored double digits. Nobody on the Nets scored 20 points. Nobody. But when the Nets needed to make key defensive plays at the end, they did the job. When the Nets needed to go out there and get the key steal, get the key block, or create bad shots for the Hornets on the other side, the Nets did it. So it was not pretty. It was not a pretty game at all tonight. It wasn't. But what the Brooklyn Nets did is they went out there tonight and they handled their business. Even when they looked like they had nothing at all tonight. They looked exhausted. They looked shot. They looked just drained after last night's victory over the Wizards. They looked absolutely just out of it. But this team tonight, they fought, they grinded, they pushed themselves throughout the rest of this game. And the Brooklyn Nets managed to pick up a huge victory tonight. Huge victory! When it looked like they had no business winning this basketball game, they grinded towards the end of this game and they pulled out a big victory by 4 points. The Nets were as ice cold from the field as possible. They only shot, after last night when they shot 50% from 3-point range, they only shot 33% from 3-point tonight. They were 7 for 21 for the field. And they only shot 39% from the field in this game, while last night they shot 56%. Charlotte actually shot better. Charlotte actually had the better shooting percentage. They shot 41% from 3-point range, 9 of 22. They had 40% from the field, 22 of 55. But you want to know one of the biggest key X factors in this game? Charlotte couldn't hit their free throws. Charlotte hit 57% from the line, 8 of 14. While the Brooklyn Nets, they were 8 of 9, 89%. That's one of the biggest keys of this game. Biggest keys of this game. The Nets actually got out-rebounded by 3. They got out-rebounded by 3, and they weren't as efficient passing the basketball as they were last night. They weren't. I will have to say, though, both teams did a solid job not turning the ball over. This is back-to-back nights where the Nets did not commit too many turnovers. They only had 10. Charlotte had 10 as well. Nets actually had more blocks in this game than the Hornets. But when it came down to it, when this team needed to make the key stops in this game, they made it happen. They made it happen. Leading scorer of the game, shocker, Kevin Durant. But he wasn't as good as you might think he was. 26 minutes. That's all Durant played in this game. 26 minutes. 7 for 15 from the field. He shot 7 for 15. He did not make a 3-point shot throughout this whole game. 16 points. 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 block shots, and 2 turnovers. Kevin Durant didn't have a good game. He did not play a good game, but you know what? He still made the clutch shots when needed. So Durant wasn't incredible. But when he needed to make the clutch shots, he did. Nick Claxton was getting in foul trouble a lot this game, but when he was out there, he once again played very well. 11 points with 3 block shots. He did have 3 turnovers and 4 personal fouls, but he also had 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals in 20 minutes. 5 for 6 from the field. Claxton did his job when he was out on the basketball court. The rest of the starting lineup, pedestrian. Royce O'Neal, 25 minutes, 1 for 8 from the field, 1 for 4 from the three-point line, 4 points. He did have 2 rebounds and 2 assists and 3 block shots. He did have 2 rebounds and 2 assists, but O'Neal was not good tonight. After how he played last night, he was good. On the defensive end, O'Neal was solid. On the offensive end, not so much. Not so much. Ditto for Joe Harris. And Joe Harris, patience is wearing out with you, bro. We brought you here to be a 3-point shooter. You're not hitting 3-point shots. You're not hitting 3-point shots. 1 for 6 from the field. 0 for 4 from the 3-point line. 0 for 4. 2 points. Did have 4 rebounds and assists, though. I will say that. But overall, not a great game for Joe Harris, and ditto for Edmund Sumner. 18 minutes, 6 points, 4 rebounds, an assist and a steal and a block. So defensively, he was okay. Sumner didn't get it done on the offensive end. So it was really Durant and Claxton. In terms of the bench, not really that effective. Not really. Watanabe, he had 3 points on the bench, but he played great defense. In 8 minutes, 1 for 2 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3-point. Patty Mills, he had the hot hand starting out. 8 minutes, 5 points, 2 assists. Seth Curry pretty much got his first chances and minutes of this game. 10 minutes, 1 for 2 from the field. He did get his first basket with the Nets this year. But how about Cam Thomas? When the Nets needed this kid, Cam Thomas stepped his game up. He had 9 points on the game, but you know what? This kid was clutch down the end. He had a big steal in the game and drew a foul. When the Nets needed a steal when they were down by 2 and Charlotte had the ball, Cam Thomas made the big steal of the game. Drove down to the basket and drew a foul and hit the 2 foul shots. Are we all happy Cam Thomas is playing right now? He had 9 points on the game in 12 minutes. 2 for 4 from the field. 1 for 1 from 3-point range. 4 for 4 from the 3-point line with 2 rebounds and 2 assists. And a steal. Cam Thomas did his job. He did his job. Kudos to Cam Thomas. I'm very happy with what I saw from this Nets team overall. Very happy. It wasn't effective. It wasn't pretty. But what this Nets team did and what this Nets team showed you is that they grinded out these victories. They grinded out the victories. That's what I want to see. This team was able to grind out this tough victory tonight. Even when they didn't have their shooting. Like I said, they were bad from the field. They were really, really bad from the field. At one point, they went as ice cold as anything in the third quarter and the beginning of the fourth. They couldn't hit anything. And Charlotte was up by as much as 12 and looked like they were getting ready to close out this game. But like I said, this Nets team did not quit. This Nets team did not back down. This Nets team continued to fight until the end. And they ended up making the big plays with defense at the end, with big clutch shots by Kevin Durant and Cam Thomas, by good rebounding by Joe Harris towards the end. Yuta Watanabe made some plays. Royce O'Neal made some plays. And the Nets escaped, because I will say it, escaped out of Charlotte with a victory, and that's back-to-back wins, and the Nets now have won 2 in a row without Kyrie Irving, and I'm going to get to him for a second because Shams Charania just to release something on Kyrie Irving. But The Brooklyn Nets, without Irving, without Simmons, have now won 2 in a row. And this team is starting to come together grittily like a team. They played some of their best basketball and some of the grittiest and tough-nosed and team basketball since Irving and since Simmons have been out of the lineup. Now, I'm not going to go nuts. It's against the Washington Wizards and the Charlotte Hornets. These are decent teams in the Eastern Conference. They're not great. The Nets can do this against one of the higher teams in the NBA, in the Eastern Conference, like a Milwaukee, like a Miami, like a Cleveland or a Boston, like an Atlanta or a Toronto or a Philadelphia, even a New York Knicks. That's what I want to see. Do it against one of these better teams in the Eastern Conference. But right now, the Nets, they're playing gritty basketball, and I love it. Now I'm just going to get to quickly this post by Shams Charania. And this was just tweeted about 30 minutes ago from his Twitter account, according to his Twitter account, surrounding the whole Kyrie Irving situation. Kyrie Irving must pass a 6-step protocol in order for him to get reinstated by the Nets and being able to come back and play for the team. Step number 1, Kyrie Irving has to issue an apology for posting a link to the movie on October 27th. That, of course, is the movie that he retweeted on Twitter. Condemn the harmful and false content and make clear he does not have anti-Jewish beliefs. Step number 2, if he does that, complete the anti-hate causes that Irving, the Nets, and the Anti-Defamation League agreed to upon in the joint release on November 2nd, including a $500,000 donation towards causes and organizations that work to eradicate hate and intolerance in communities. If he does that, step number 3, complete sensitive training created by the Nets. Step number 4, complete anti-Semitic, anti-hate training designed by the Nets. Step number 5, meet with representatives from the Anti-Defamation League as well as Jewish community leaders in Brooklyn. And if he's able to complete those top 5 things, step number 6, after completing 1 through 5, he has to meet with owner Joe Tsai and lead franchise officials and demonstrate the lessons learned and that the gravity of harm caused in the situation is understood and provide assurances that this type of behavior will not be repeated. Those are the 6 steps that Kyrie Irving must go through and complete in order to be reinstated by the Brooklyn Nets going forward. You guys can talk about that how you feel. I'm not going to talk about it. I understand. I'm going to leave it where it is. But this is not about that. I just want to read that to you guys just in case you wanted to know the update, what's going on with Kyrie Irving. That was according to Shams Charania. But in terms back to the Brooklyn Nets, the Nets had a gritty, hard-nosed victory. Gritty and hard-nosed. And I'm very happy with this team tonight. I'm actually might be more happy with tonight's victory than I even was last night. Because last night they left no doubt in anybody's mind that they were winning that basketball game because they destroyed the Washington Wizards. Tonight, this team was going against adversary, being down by 12 points, shooting as ice cold as possible from the field. Down by 12 with 5 minutes to go in this game. And the Nets fought back with defensive plays, with hard-nosed plays on the basketball court, and clutch plays by their leader and number 1 and best player on the team, Kevin Durant, as well as role players like Royce O'Neal, Joe Harris, Cam Thomas, Yuta Watanabe, and Nicolas Claxton. The Nets are 4-6 now. They're going to obviously get at least a couple of days break. Good job by Brooklyn. Good job by Brooklyn. This team needed to start riding the ship, and you know what? They rode it, and they won in 2 different ways. This Nets team was able to win in 2 separate ways. So I'm happy about that. And now, the Brooklyn Nets are on a 2-game winning streak, and they travel over to Dallas for the second time against the Mavericks on Monday at 9:45, a late game. So I'm curious to see if this Nets team, after a day off tomorrow, this Nets team could step it up and have another big victory against Dallas before we have a matchup against the Knicks this Wednesday at BarclaysCenter. So once again, the Brooklyn Nets defeat the Charlotte Hornets after being down by 12 points with 5 minutes to go. The Nets rally back behind the shooting and the defense of Cam Thomas, Kevin Durant, Joe Harris, Nicolas Claxton, and Yuta Watanabe, and Royce O'Neal. And the Nets now are 4-6 on the season after a 98-94 victory, and they'll have a day off tomorrow before traveling to Dallas to face the Dallas Mavericks in a late game on Monday night at 9:45. So if you guys like this video, please hit the like button below. Sub up if you haven't already to NYGJeffyT85 for more breaking news, updates, chatter, and game recaps surrounding the Brooklyn Nets. Turn on the bell for notifications on the next video or short that's going to be dropping surrounding the Brooklyn Nets. And let me know in the comment section how you guys are feeling now after the Brooklyn Nets were able to come back and have a big victory tonight against the Charlotte Hornets. They have now won 2 in a row without 2 of their top players. And if you think that this team could keep the momentum rolling when they head to Dallas and face off against the Mavericks this Monday night at 9:45. So I thank you very much, everybody. I hope you had a fantastic Saturday afternoon and evening. Have a great Saturday night. Take it easy. And as always, let's go Brooklyn Nets. It's a Nets world, and we all just live in it.